Weekend Blend. We've been chopping it up with Nate Robinson, Aisha Brown, Hope Flood, hanging out with DJ Rated R.
And we're about to talk about
And now they can talk about the Comics Rock Convention, but Aisha, I need you to get in the mic so they can hear you say that you're talking about the Comics Rock Convention.
I know, I don't, because I'm used to a different type of format and I have to get used to this. I'm used to being able to move around.
No, you gotta get in the mic here.
Yeah, you gotta. Yes, and then it's our new studio. This is our new spot. Jay, you haven't even been here since we've been here.
No, I haven't. I was, but I was locked out.
Yeah, well,
We're
locked
out.
Locked out. We're not gonna talk about it, but the lifestyle night party. This is one of my calls, Jay. But yup. And we gotta take a call real quick. But while she's talking, I'm gonna tell y'all what's going on. We're having a phone call. We here doing the Comics Rock Convention. Yeah,
Why do you sound like you being held captive?
With that phone and stuff.
I know.
Okay, yeah, let's talk about the convention.
Well, yeah, this year I did go. I started planning in 2016 to go to the convention. I had to stop getting my hair done all the time and stop getting my nails done all the time. I had to talk to guys I didn't like. I let fat dudes sweat on me, and I just did what I had to do to get the money together to go to this convention. Because I had seen it online for years, and it was in LA, and it was a price to pay for the classes. And then I had to get there, so I had to get a plane ticket. And then when I get there, I had to stay somewhere, so I had to pay for my hotel. And then I might want to move around while I was there, so I needed something for transportation. So yeah, I had tried Titty Tuesdays, and they put me out. They said my titties was too long and stuff. And I did what I had to do to get the money up. My weed was very quiet that I had. But I saved enough money to go to the convention, and I learned stuff. I got there and it was like maybe 60 comedians. I seen people from New Hampshire. I seen female comedians. I seen fat comedians, skinny ones. They were short. Someone was funny. Someone was smart and funny. I mean, it was just, I networked and just met so many different people. And then I did, y'all know how I talk about the lifestyle night party because it's about my lifestyle and the things I do as a comedian. So, of course, I got the VIP treatment. I went to the Purple Carpet event. It was an event with several comedians, more than what you would get on a Circle City Classic type event, more than what you would get on an Expo event. And these two comedians were walking around and being in a normal, just environment. They didn't have security. They were personable. They talked to me. I talked to Melanie Camacho and let her know I'm a diva comedy. I might want to, get you in Indianapolis for an all-female show. She had a long conversation. She wasn't looking around like, oh, you hold me up, I'm too busy. She didn't have no security or nothing. She talked to me just like a normal person. And LA, that's where the comedians live and play. So you would want to go there and at least see that once in your comedy career.
Hey, let me ask you something, if you don't mind. While you were out there, excuse me, checking at the bar.
And you can go to Comics Rock Convention. Oh, Jay trying to get his Did your mama not tell you?
Wait a minute, he stopped and said, let me ask you something.
And then chomp,
and then let me get this chicken down my throat.
But Aisha talking about while you swallowing and everything. Go to www.comicsrockconvention.com. Aspiring comedians, actors, if you're in it business, you want to get in the business of comedy and learn this business and meet other comedians, that's where you go to register. We're doing early comics registration until October the 1st. I may extend it, I don't know. But it's a steal right now for $238. You get all of your workshops and seminars.
I paid $299 last year.
Yeah, you get to special VIP seating at all the special events. You get to pick your first showcase first. You get a second date at another club while you're there, so you can perform, and so many other perks. So go to comicsrockconvention.com if you want to.
They got two this year.
If you do an early comics registration, you get two.
No, she said early. That's incentive to not be on CPT.
Yeah, when that's gone, that's gone.
Man, I made mine on payments, and sometimes that's your life. Now, if that's
It
your
is.
life, you can.
You can still go.
And that's how I travel. Listen, I've been all over the world. I do have a passport with stamps in it. And I always went pay as you go. I put $100 down. I might have paid for some shit 9-10 months. I fly, the travel's included. I've been to Jamaica and all type of things. And this convention was no different for me. It was a vacation / continuing education for me.
So you can write it off on your business taxes as well.
That's good.
What's you gonna say, Jay? What was your question?
You teach
My question was, like, if you're from, like, say from Indianapolis, and you may want to branch out somewhere different. Is there somewhere? Is there somebody like comics there from Philly or
Oh my
Virginia?
God!
Or
Comics
somewhere
come from all over the
that you can
world.
network with?
White House
And
from
friendships have been made
Okay.
through this convention that people you would have never normally met. So you want to go to Atlanta, you make an Atlanta connection. You want to go to D.C., you want to go to Detroit, you want to go to Chicago, you want to go to Houston. Those comics come from all over the country. And so you get to network with these people and build friendships with them. I have some comedians who have friends to this day. And I'm not talking about the celebs. I'm talking about other working regular comedians in your class, in your same year or tenure or whatever, you know, and you can connect with them. The cool thing about the convention also is all of my workshops and seminars are taught by other comedians and people in the business.
That's cool.
So they get it. So it's not like once you're done, you can't reach out to these people. You can't talk to them. You can't inbox them or call them and
They
stuff.
gave
They
their
all
personal phone
and
number in
email
every
addresses.
class.
Mhm.
And like the attorney, I talked to Mr. Weems.
Yeah, that's my attorney.
Weems.
He's Tony Braxton's attorney.
He
he's
said
Angie
inbox
Stone,
him if you got a
attorney.
contract.
Yeah, and all that, and he'll look over it. He's amazing teacher.
But the thing is, they really mean it. They really
That's
hit
genuine.
like on your photos. They really follow you. They really, oh yeah, I remember you from the convention. You remember me, my love? I'm just a little blip on the comedy spectrum. You know what I mean? I'm not really
But
no
you make
on
a
the
great
food
impression.
chain.
Yeah, and one of the first people you meet, we do the tribute, and then the next day is Wednesday is our meet and greet, and the first person they meet is Lunel.
Oh, I love
And
that.
Lunel's a hard ass, and she tells you to bring your business cards, and if they don't look good, she'll tell you what's wrong with them. And then she waits until the end until we do our awards lunch, and she picks 2 winners, a male and a female, who had the best business card, and she gives them a gift. And then the one she thought she liked, she tell them, you know, this is what you did wrong, this is what you probably need to do, because your business card is your calling card. And you want people, if you go somewhere as a networking event and people get 1,000 cards, you want people to not throw your card away.
Right.
So you need to have it where it stands out.
And it's good to have someone like Linnell,
Yeah.
because she's like Simon to the 25th power.
Yes, sir.
And you're going to need that in this business because nobody's going to spare your feelings.
Well,
And that's what makes it
and that's
better.
what the issue with comics is, that we wear our feelings on our sleeves, and that it is a hard business. If you can't take any criticism from me or Linnell, you ain't never gonna make it. You know, we had to take criticism from some really hard.
And
people.
if you want to get
Somebody
in
else.
other clubs, like for me, I liked it because a showcase is, she said, she was talking about the showcases. Well, what is a showcase? You get to select a performance at a club in Los Angeles. And like coming from the outside, I've traveled to other cities and did open mics, but it was more of a little flyer that was posted in a group. I cannot come from Indianapolis and just go and do flappers.
No, you
I
cannot.
can't just
You will
inbox
not be
them
able
and
to.
go get in flappers.
You will not be
I
able to.
can't just inbox and get on the list to go do no open mic at Jay's spot.
You cannot.
I cannot. But those when you do pay for your convention, part of it is a showcase. So you're going to perform at a mainstream, not no rinky dink, one of the mainstream comedy clubs in Los Angeles, California. So my thing was, I went to win, but I was like, even if I don't win, I get to say on my resume that I did a club in Los Angeles.
Right.
And I'm
You
from
made
Indianapolis.
connects. You got
So
connects.
it was worth my little $2.99 to go out there.
And what I do, the winner of the winner of showcases, we pick one person or 2 people. I went overboard. I picked 20 people. Anyway, from the showcase, it was so many people that were so good this year, and they brought that A game, and they get to go on a tour date with me or me and Lunel or something, or I'll hook them up with a gig somewhere. But they get to go on tour date and get to get out of their city
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, let's face it,
And
nobody's
see,
coming to
you want this
Indianapolis to
life.
get none of y'all. Nobody's coming here to get you and stuff or whatever. You have to branch out. You got to meet other
And I've
comics.
paid big comedians for years. Not for years. Maybe a year or two that I've been doing it because I've only done this for 7 years. But you book comedians thinking I'm gonna book you and pay you for a spot, and you gonna bring me back to your spot and pay me and book me.
That don't happen.
Talk
That
about
does
it.
not happen.
Talk about it, because
Hey,
you
I-
ain't even gotta pay me. Just do mine for free, and I'll come and do yours for free. Let's swap.
I'm gonna be 100 about it. I've put cats on from Louisville, and them cats, when they got their foot in the door, they ain't even fuck with me no more, like talking about it.
I mean, I'm just thinking. I hire people. If you hot enough for me to pay you to do a gig, I'm trying
But
to
that
make
ain't
some money
but
back.
that ain't the way it go.
You gotta
You know
spot.
everything, but that's not the way it go. When you bring me a person on my caliber
That's
and stuff or
different.
whatever, it is different because I'm not obligated to hook you up with anything.
But look at what
because
all
you
you
brought me
giving.
because of who I am and what I bring to the table, and your goal is to make money off of it.
And,
You know, now if I decide to hook you up with a gig or do something, that's gratis.
But see, we
You know, but it's
that.
not obligated.
So when we come across a comics convention, we like, oh my God, all the stuff that you get, like the grant writing class. All
that's
comedians
amazing.
need money.
Right.
That I don't care what.
And my girl,
and then-
she could get a grant for anything.
and I don't. And it's not just comedy. Like to
No.
me, it does music.
Yeah, she could get a grant for
She-
that, and
and
Sharita
that's
will
what
work
the
with
class
her
is
later
called.
on, and she has a newsletter and a website, and she has other nonprofits. You could be in her webinars, and she teach you hands-on, and you don't even need to have a nonprofit. You can hook up with somebody else who already has one and use theirs to get with. It's amazing.
That was
I
a
mean,
2-hour class. So if you want to Google a grant writing class in your local city, go ahead and Google it and see how much it is, and then go to the Comics Rock convention and see how much that is.
Yeah.
If you a lady, I'm fancy. It's a pamper day before the convention, and then you get to network with other comedians.
Local.
So I want to talk to the comedians that's in the Bay. I want to talk to the comedians that's in Los Angeles because, like, I went last year. So, like, when I go this year, I want to do some shows. I want to do the classes, but I want to jump on some mics while I'm out there. I'm gonna hit up my girlfriends that I met last year at the convention. I'm going to Columbus Friday. That's Nandy B. I met her at the convention. She brand new in comedy. You got to be careful how
but she
you treat
came.
people.
She came and it sparked, and that's what it is. It's like
She
you
working.
come and you get. It's almost like you get a fire up under you. And then some people that have been. I had some of my friends who came that are veteran comedians. Dante Carter, TLC. They from Cleveland. And we've been in the business together 30 years. We've been on a
Dante's
tour,
real fun.
tours overseas together. And it came, and what it did is renew them and lit a fire up under them after they've been, you know, kind of in a slump for 15, 20 years. You know, like Nate said, I've been to some festivals, but this ain't the same. This is not a festival. This is about a comic who cares about other comics. And have taken everything that I have learned in this 28, 29 year journey and have put it into workshops and seminars to help comedians to win.
That's cool. What I want to ask you is, this is something that myself and some other comics have had some issues with, and that's copywriting your jokes. Some cats say, oh, you can't copyright a joke because no idea is original. But at the same time, there's a flip side to every coin. If I sat here all night long, smoke blunt after blunt after blunt to get this joke right, and I finally got it, everybody's cracking up laughing, and then I hear somebody else tell the same exact joke without switching it around, it's only right for me to feel like you stole it from me.
Yeah, and you bust them aside the head.
And you gotta be careful about posting your stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I had to learn, you gotta
Yeah,
post
stop
like a
that.
little, and it took working with bigger comedians. I learned being a promoter. I was brand new. I had the money to do it. I had the connections to do it. I had to learn about security and how to, you know, book a proper hotel. Well, don't nobody want to stay in a hotel with outside access. You gotta have a lobby. You know, if you booking and doing shows, it's so much knowledge and so many things. And that's how I got to where I am in comedy. The veterans helping me out. they talk about the comedy beefs and all that. I don't dwell on the beefs. They happen. I dwell on the people that are further in the game that have helped me and told me just one little piece of information that helped elevate my comedy career.
Yeah, like when Aisha, she talking about the outside, like, as a woman traveling sometimes a lot alone by myself, I have been very blessed to never been attacked or robbed or anything like that. I just know that that's God who's with me when I travel. But, you know, I tell a lot of promoters, do not put me in a hotel you wouldn't put your mama in. You know, and sometimes I go to cities and I'm the first female they've ever brought. You know, and so the guys will almost stay in anything. They will stay in anything, and we as women,
They can fight.
You know, we as women, we're like, I'm not staying in this. And the reason I talk about not the outside access, like some of those chains of hotels where the car can just drive up to your door, because you can't. They have the cameras, but I want somebody coming through the lobby.
Cameras
all the way
stop
to
you.
the lobby.
Yeah, you know, I want them to come through. I need the murderer on tape. Okay.
I also booked T. Ray Sanders.
Yeah, T. Ray's the one who was staying at a Motel 6
shot.
and got shot 5 times.
The Tupac of comedy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he
he
did. So you
gets
gotta
beat
be
up and
careful.
shot everywhere. I don't know what B2 rape thing is and stuff or whatever. And so that's one. Some of the girls, even in the inside our hotels, have gotten raped. People coming in from side doors, and one girl got attacked. She was in the gym in the hotel. So a lot of them have the key where you can't get in unless you're a hotel guest. So there's a lot of things you have to look for, and you have to be. And then my boy, rest in peace, Damon Rozier. He's a comic out of New York in a wheelchair. He comes up for my convention. He died last week in a hotel. So the likelihood of us dying in a hotel by ourselves is very likely. A lot of entertainers.
How much are you on the road?
You know, I'm on the road at least 3 weeks out the month. You know, 3 weekends.
So you in a hotel 21 days?
Yeah, pretty 21 days, and you know, by yourself. You know, Lunell and I, we travel. We do have a road manager and a bodyguard with us, and they have keys to our rooms. We don't lock our door. You know, we don't ever know when one of us, you know, somebody has to come in this door to see about us or something like that. So, you know, those are the things that we have gotten older that we have to deal with now. You know, certain places I'm just not going to stay. You know?
But you learned about that because you don't know it. You just out here. You're doing business.
Happy somebody want to give you a room.
Yeah, you got
So, I mean,
family.
I'm coming from the era where we used to share rooms.
And I'm telling
Me and
you,
Cheryl Underwood used to share a room.
they give you all this tea, all this knowledge at the convention. Lunell, you get some drinks on her. She get to talk. She tells you everything from the beginning of her career. She talks about being a woman. If you want to be an actor, they talk about that. They talk about, like, we trying to get the money together. Well, there's a grant for that. You know, that's a 2-hour class. Rodney Perry, if you want to do improv, you like wilding out, take Rodney Perry's improv class. That was, like, my favorite class. I'm not even an improv type chick. I'm not even seeing myself as doing it.
But you don't know that until you get there. You don't know it until you say, oh, you know, when you see it, then you be like, I think I can do that.
You can tap
I
in.
love
You tap
stand-up.
in.
Yeah,
I love
you know,
stand-up.
but we
I
have
had to go to the
voiceovers and
convention. I didn't want to
commercials.
promote shows no more. I wanted to rock the mic. And so I was like, why I keep investing money in rocking the mic when I need to be, doing shows for other people when I could be investing on myself and getting booked for more shows. And that's what the convention helps you do. If you want to get a website, you can do it there. You want to get branded, you can do it there.
Yeah, next year we'll have little kiosks, and then we'll have like templates of business cards and websites and things like that, and you could pick and choose and pay for it, and then, you know, work with that designer to build you a site. Business cards. When you leave there, I want you to have everything that you need. Your electronic press kit, your videos, your bio and resume. There'll be somebody there for that. So you'll be equipped to know contracts. That's my class. I teach about contracts and branding and how to negotiate with promoters, how to get your own room.
Let's go back
all
to
that kind of
contracts.
stuff or
I think
whatever.
a lot of comedians run into that. When you run into the point, I don't care what entertainer you are, you're good enough now, you get money, and now you want to put it in writing. Talk about the little drought that you experience once you start presenting contracts. Tamika, you a contract lady. And when you go from, I'm just booking versus word of mouth, like, okay, you gonna pay me $100 on the phone? Oh, okay, that's cool. To, okay, I need you to sign this contract. I need half my money up front.
Because half the
That's the
time,
different.
half the time we tell you what cats will do. It's happened. Man, I ain't really making make that much money off the door. I can't pay.
Well, you get education about that on the convention. They talk about
That's
that
that's where the
heavily.
security.
I
the
came back
security deposit
different,
come in.
and it wasn't
Well, the
about.
thing is that the security deposit holds the date. That's what it is. When I put that down, when you call me to book a date, then that means that's your date when you put your money down. My thing is that you only have 3 days to come up with the money. When you call, I don't care if the gig is next year. When you book me, I need a deposit in 72 hours, half of it up front, and all of my travel. I don't let them do my airline tickets anymore because I have flown on fake credit cards, fake passes, bad
Don't
checks,
worry about none
all
of
kind of
it.
stuff. But they have pulled me off planes. I have been left in airports and all that stuff, and so I don't let them do that anymore. And that's the stuff you learn, trial and error,
Now,
for being in the business.
there's another thing that I wanted to speak with you about. Laura Hayes brought it to my attention, and you just said something about it a moment ago when you said you've been in the game for like 30 years. All right, there was a time, this was back in I'm thinking 2012 when I was in Lexington, Kentucky. She and I, we linked up on Facebook, and she took a liking to me, and she called me nephew,
Okay,
and
That's
I
good.
called her auntie.
that's right.
And there was a guy doing a talent show. Well, I was in his talent show. And he was like, hey, man, you some kin of Laura Hayes? I'm like, nah. He was like, that's your auntie? And I'm like, nah, she calls me nephew, and I call her auntie. And he was like, well, look, I can get the State Theater and let you open. You know, if you can get her here and tell her I pay for a plane ticket, a hotel, the whole 9 yards. So when I called and spoke to her about it, she said, baby, I'm retired.
She is.
And
She doesn't
I'm like,
she
what?
won't get on the mic no more.
And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? It just seemed like yesterday when I just saw you on Def Comedy Jam pulling your wig off.
That was 25 years ago.
That
when we
was
watched
20,
it.
right.
Yeah, 25.
Hey, that's what she said. She said, baby, that was over 20 years ago. Do you know I've been in the game like 30 years before that? She said, when you first
It's
see a
people that's 2
comedian,
years in
they
there
done
ready to
toured
get.
the world like probably 2 or 3 times before you saw him once.
That's true. Even like when people saw Cat, oh, he knew. Cat been in there 20 years. Tiffany, I didn't know Tiffany had done Def Jam, but Tiffany started comedy when she was 14. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. So all of these people ain't new to the game. We've been around, for a long, long time. It's just our turn, or they just hit. But it's after years and years and years and years and years of preparation. You're not going to get anywhere for 10 years. You're going to put 10 years in this business.
But what?
Let's
Oh,
take
go
a
ahead.
break. I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
take a break, and then we're gonna
Come
come
back.
back and finish,
I got a
and
good
then.
question.
And
Okay.
I was gonna say do
Yeah.
Q&A because it seems like you have a lot of questions
Yeah.
about the convention, and then other people might have a question that you
I'm
have
sorry.
too.
Mhm.
No, I'm
Okay.
not going live. I want
Okay,
you
all
to
right.
ask because it's somebody that's looking in and paying attention that might want to have the same question that you have. And then we'll talk about the website. I'll tell you about the perks and the LA culture and living there and traveling. Because I've been. So I don't want y'all to get there and be shocked and not know how to move and groove. I know y'all want to get a couple edibles, some weed. I'm gonna
Get
tell
the
y'all
best
how to
weed
get
ever.
out
Get
there.
the best weed
And then
ever.
look, ain't no
I'ma
gang
tell
members
ya.
gonna be like, you got on a brown hoodie.
So
Where
let's
you
take a
from?
break.
That's
Look,
right.
you
That's
some
right.
mints on our way out.
Anyone,
Yes,
give
yes,
me something to drink.
I'll get you a mix. And then we having a live mix. DJ Rated R gonna take us out.
Yes, thank y'all for tuning in to the Weekend Blend.
Thank you for having us.
Special edition. We went over about an hour, so we're gonna wrap it up and get on out of here for the Weekend Blend. But if y'all want to chop it up, question, answer, all that good stuff, Hope Flood is still here. Aisha is still here. If you want to call into the station line is still open.
And that was
317.
DJ Rated R with that West Coast feel.
If you want to call into the station number 317-288-7454. It's the Weekend Blend on newbeatradio.com. We out.
All right.
That's
Shoot, you might get somebody here. You up from the house and book you.
Hey, tell them.
Look, and I got to come with you. I got to be your
Oh, yeah.